What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things as they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them.
I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out. Well, maybe tomorrow the world will wake and get it right, but I have my doubts, yeah. During the day, well, I design machines of war that scream through the sky. 'Cause I, for one, I like to go to bed free at night under these stars and stripes. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubts, but they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out. And I don't understand. Roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progress of man. And I have my doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts. And I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. I have my doubts, so I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. We're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back up. Yes, I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. So don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. Well, the things I think while I lie awake and contemplate at night are wearing me out.
Good evening. I'll tell you. I ran across something very interesting today. I think actually it might be ending right now. No, it's still going. So apparently, and I hadn't heard about this, or I think I'd heard about it, but it really didn't register or anything. Really didn't grab my attention until today. But there is a college in Kentucky right now. Asbury. I'm saying Asbury. Asbury. Hang on. It's in Kentucky. It's I believe there's another. It's a Christian college. I think there's another name. No, just Asbury University. And it's a Christian college in Wilmore, Kentucky. And let me real quick, while they, or at least are still live, let me pull up the web view real quick. And it's real skippy, really skippy right now. The guy's walking around. I'm assuming it's a cell phone. The guy's walking around with it right now, so it's kind of skipping around and stuff. But I've had this on for several hours. And I ain't gonna lie, the moment that I turned it on, the moment I turned it on, I just broke down. This is incredible. And what you're seeing right now is not a good representation of, I don't know, even 30 minutes to go, to be quite honest with you. And I'm going to show you that. Let me show you that real quick, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to pull up the audio a little bit here. Oh yeah, that's right. Hang on. Let me pull the audio back down so I can unmute this, and then I'll turn it back up. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rewind it, because, just a little bit ago, they were going. It was just incredible. A lot more people there. I'll talk to you more about it in just a second. Let you check this out. I'll let it go just for a little bit so you can get a taste of it. It's just, if you're a believer, just let yourself go and trust. Just trust me. Just bear with it. me bump it forward just a little bit. Here we go. There's not many places on this earth and not many given times that I long to be. But right here, or not right here, but right there, right now, I long to be. I would do anything to be there. Let me click over here and let me actually mute that. Okay. And so this is what's going on. Non-stop Kentucky prayer revival is going viral on TikTok, and people are traveling thousands of miles to take part. Says a Christian service at a college chapel in Kentucky is ballooned, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be emotional with it because my father's speaking. And it's loud, very loud, speaking very loud, and I really hope this turns into something much, much bigger. But as the story says here, it has ballooned into a non-stop prayer and worship session that some are calling a revival. And people are traveling thousands of miles to take part in it after seeing viral videos on TikTok. The growing event started as a routine chapel service at Asbury University, a small Christian college in Wilmore, Kentucky, according to university employees. At the tail end of the meeting, a couple dozen lingering students assembled informally in a gathering that's been going on for, now it's 8 days. This article was written yesterday. 24 hours a day. So the last 8 days, 24 hours a day. The first day, we had a very ordinary service. I would call it unremarkable, said President Dr. Kevin Brown, following a morning service on February 8th. A multicultural gospel choir sang on stage. Some students stuck around afterward, and by evening, more and more had trickled into the sanctuary, creating something special, said Brown. It has absolutely been social media that is the mechanism that people found out about this, said Mark Whitworth, Asbury University's Vice President of Communications. The setup is simple, no projector screens or high-tech integrations, just wooden sanctuary chairs, filled with people, and an open altar call with an invitation to prayer that still hadn't ended. It's incredible. The equation has been it's been a powerful recipe on social media. I don't know why. There's something about this. I'm telling you. Anyway, it says on TikTok and Instagram, videos hashtag Asbury Revival are racking up millions of views. At the time this article was published, the hashtag Asbury Revival had 24.4 million views on TikTok. The phrase spiritual revival can carry different meanings in Christianity. They generally refer to a resurgence and interest in the church from believers and non-believers. Many attendees of Asbury gatherings say they were drawn by a spiritual presence they felt was at the event. I am telling you, he is all over it. Unbelievable. In the TikTok videos of the event, some people are seen crying to worship music. How can you not? With hands extended high, while others group up and place hands on those seeking prayer. The response of many TikTokers has gone beyond the typical like or comment on the videos, which in some cases have stirred viewers to make the trek to Asbury for themselves. I'm telling you, if I could, I'd be packing up and going. No doubt. Tuesday night capped the largest crowd yet. 3,000 worshippers piled into the college chapel. Wow. And 4 overflowed facilities throughout the college town. At least 2/3 of the attendants are from out of state, according to Brown. Students and staff from 22 schools have visited so far, alongside groups from Hawaii to Massachusetts. University faculty said travelers from Singapore and Canada are expected to arrive soon, they added. Bless the Father. Man. Although social media has served as a lightning rod for the event, Asbury faculty said they were cautious not to market or brand what was happening. The university made an intentional decision not to publicize this because we wanted to place an abundance of respect towards the experience of our students, said Brown. With the exception of the regular 3 hours of weekly live stream from the chapel, the videos seen online have all come from participants, like the one you're seeing I showed you earlier. Historically, Christian revivals like the Great Awakening are marked by conversions and wildfire growth. A reason why, for now at least, many are cautiously referring to Asbury as an outpouring, a gathering, or a non-stop worship meeting. Nick Hall, an attendee who purchased a one-way plane ticket from Minneapolis when he saw a viral video on Instagram, emphasized that the gathering was notably low-key for something that people are calling a revival. This is acoustic guitars, pianos, and very non-charismatic speakers. This is unsensationalized as it could be, he said. And according to Hall, leading the charge in the sanctuary and on social media is the Gen Z generation. They're the ones that started it. They're the ones that sustained it. And they're the ones that have been on the platform the whole time, he said. Many of the now thousands in attendance acted swiftly, embarking on the trip just a day or two after learning about the assembly on social media. T.J. Reeves, a senior at Wheaton College in Illinois, said he first heard of the gathering from an Instagram video and shortly after made the 6.5-hour drive to Wilmore. He said he left without a plan. In chapel at Wheaton, there was an encouragement to pay attention to a move of the Lord in Asbury, said Reeves. Just hours later, Reeves was there in person. As attendance swiftly rises, some students who joined the spiritual movement at Asbury over the past week have returned to their own schools where separate worship and prayer gatherings have broken out. Students at Lee University in Tennessee started a non-stop prayer vigil Monday morning that is still ongoing, said Brian Kahn, Director of Communications at Lee University. Other schools with similar reports include Anderson University in Indiana, Ohio Christian University near Columbus, and a handful of others. Asbury University is no stranger to events like this, as 50 years ago a similar prayer and worship event took place across the campus. Wow. I never, though, had a gathering of this sort lasted as long as this one, which also benefits from the colossal propagating force of social media. So there you go. Incredible thing going on right now in Kentucky. And let me click on the live and see what's up. I guess people are speaking now. Obviously, people are in prayer as well. Just absolutely incredible. And I really hope that this doesn't just fizzle out. I hope, I pray that others pick up the torch and hold it as high as they can. Right now is the time that people need to be lighting those torches. Guaranteed. And I've never made this show a Bible thumping event. But I'm telling you right now, there's people you know that need to be saved. The time's running short. And this isn't like a situation like you see on the interstate. You know, where you traveled the last 10 miles listening about how there's road construction ahead and you're going to be down to one lane. And yet, that guy alongside of you, you know what I'm talking about, decided to pull over at the very last minute and they want to get over in front of you after you sat there and went slow. Yeah, I don't think that works much with the Father. Couple of things the Father does not find very amusing. That is a lack of repentance and lying. That's whether it's lying to yourself, even lying to yourself. The Father is just as disgusted with somebody that lies to themselves as somebody that tries to lie to Him, because really, it's no different. So if you know people that you think might be a spark there, now's the time. Now's the time. I'm hoping that this grows. I'm hoping that this turns into something amazing. But even if it fizzles out, and tonight's the last night, this is the last one. I saw him there. I think we're about to witness so many different things. And I think at times it's probably going to get a little confusing as to what we're witnessing, as whether it's the Father doing something or whether it's just something man did, but we were unaware of that technology. Or it's going to take a lot of discernment. And I know when the good book says that every knee will bow, he didn't stutter. He didn't stutter. I think that time's running short. And he doesn't play. I'm just saying. He doesn't play. That's big reason why when I changed my lifestyle to live a life he would appreciate much more, It's a no bullshit thing when you make that commitment. But I will say this. I will give this warning. And last thing, and then I'll get to the news. Don't tell them you're gonna, and then don't show up for the job. I did that once. You do not want to know how that turns out. Lesson learned. Won't happen again. I pull that over there. I've got 7 articles open, I guess, if I counted that right. And a lot of them are to do with Nord Stream and probes, and I don't know how that's going to turn out, but probably not so good. But let me dive into it. I didn't switch over. Nasty stuff outside. It says it's cloudy per my computer, but per the security camera, it looked kind of snowy. So, computer says cloudy. So, AI, get that fixed, please, because that shit's snowing, and that says cloudy. Anyway, so, Russia has asked multiple times that this Nord Stream incident be looked into. I wonder why. And I wanted to first, I've got several headlines all talking about people wanting to get to the bottom of Nord Stream. And that's what I see is probably going to be a big sticky situation for the United States. I think if NATO/United States gets drug into this in the real near future, I think it will be because of Nord Stream. And I think it will be because it's obvious. And I think there's going to be a lot of countries that change their mind about who they want to be allies with once that information is confirmed. So, anyway, this here says lawmakers in the Russian State Duma, the lower house of parliament, unanimously voted on Thursday to adopt an appeal to the UN demanding a probe into the sabotage of Nord Stream pipelines in September. MPs described the incident as a crime. He just quit his live stream. As a crime committed by the U.S. The move comes after a bombshell expose was published by veteran investigative journalist Seymour Hersh last week, revealing how Washington and its NATO ally Norway cooperated to develop a plan to destroy the pipelines. Russia's appeal was prepared on behalf of State Duma Speaker Vyacheslav Volodin, who, during Thursday's parliament meeting, called the blast a terrorist attack. Just think about it. A terrorist act aimed against Russia, Germany, the Netherlands, and France. You hear that? He didn't just say against Russia. It says the USA shamelessly brought it into motion, with President Biden publicly endorsing it, Volodin said. He also noted how the countries involved in the incident were working on instructions from both the CIA and the U.S. The appeal was initially introduced to the State Duma by the Parliament Committee for International Relations on Tuesday. The document states that the Biden administration, which issued the unlawful order, bears full responsibility for causing multi-billion-dollar damage to the owners of the most important energy infrastructure for the Eurasian continent. The document insists that Washington must answer for the long-term detrimental effect of this attack on the economic development of the countries of the region and the catastrophic damage to the environment. According to the lawmakers, Washington's cynical desire for geopolitical hegemony and the physical elimination of natural competitors puts U.S. leaders on par with ruthless terrorists and war criminals. And then the rest kind of goes into the history of what went on with it. So, Russia is formerly, I'll get the word right. Hang on. They're formally asking for a probe into this. Now, do I think it'll get anywhere with the UN? Probably not. But they're not the only ones that's got questions. Beijing, well, they've got a few questions here. That says Beijing has mocked mainstream Western media for its apparent reluctance to look into recent allegations by Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Seymour Hersh that the U.S. was responsible for blowing up the Nord Stream undersea pipelines last year. The sabotage of the natural gas routes last September had a major economic and environmental impact, and just going over the same stuff. He says here, immediately after the explosions, we saw extensive coverage in the U.S. and other Western media with one-sided speculations on who was responsible for the sabotage, he said. What we see now, however, is that these media, hailed as free, professional, and impartial, have fallen silent over Seymour Hersh's detailed report. Is he wrong? No, not so much. He pretty well hit the nail on the head there. The veteran, this goes into the history of it. It goes on to say, what exactly do they know? Is there anything they are trying to hide? I suppose any truly objective, impartial, and professional media will want to seek out the truth, the Chinese diplomat said. Also said, we consider this incident an act of international terrorism that warrants a comprehensive and an independent investigation, Igor Gurenko, a spokesman for the Russian embassy in Washington, said. He urged Washington to at least try to prove that they were not involved in the destruction of the gas pipeline. So, again, this is Beijing, and it's one thing if Russia is asking for explanation. It's another thing if China is asking for explanation. But when you got Germany that's now wanting some explanation, that might lead somewhere. You have a sip. Here it says, Berlin must not obstruct the creation of an international inquiry into the explosions on the Nord Stream gas pipelines, Sevim Dagdalin, and German MP from the Left Party, said on Tuesday. Dagdalin's appeal came after Pulitzer Prize winning, goes into the history of that article. I say it appears that the federal government has neither the strength nor the will to properly investigate these terrorist acts. Dagdalin said the lawmaker urged the authorities to find the strongest possible response to a terrorist attack on German and European infrastructure. Dagdalin argued that it was for the duty of Chancellor Olaf Scholz to ensure a full investigation into the explosions on the pipelines, which were vital to the country's energy supply. The MP warned it has become obvious to an increasing number of people in Germany that foreign policy should not lead to entering into serfdom to the U.S. Somebody's figuring it out. I call upon the federal government to at least refrain from preventing the creation of an international investigative commission, ideally under the aegis of the United Nations, Dagdalin said. And that was their talks of wanting to start their own little security team. And I would agree, because it would be no more a security team than the security team that went and blew them up. It'd be the same damn thing. Except they'd just make it easier to get away with. Because that's what they do. But hey, don't fret. We've got a new space fleet. That's right. We've got a space fleet. Well, NATO has a space fleet. You and I don't have it. You and I ain't got jack. So we didn't even get the F-15s. So, space fleet. They get a space fleet. We don't even get a damn F-15. Let's see. NATO has announced a new space project that aims to create a fleet of spy satellites. The initiative, which includes NATO applicants Sweden and Finland, involves not only national but commercial assets. The project, which is called Alliance Persistent Surveillance from Space, was unveiled on Wednesday, with a total of 16 current member states expected to chip in. According to a statement published on NATO's website, the project will help streamline data collection, sharing, and analysis among NATO allies and with the NATO command structure. Sweden and Finland applied for NATO membership in May of 2022, though their bids have not yet to be approved by Hungary and Turkey. However, despite not being formally admitted into the military bloc, both Stockholm and Helsinki are already participating in joint projects. You see how that works? APSS will entail the creation of a constellation named Aquila of national as well as commercial satellites. It is expected to provide essential support to NATO's military missions and operations. There was something I was going to point out, and now I don't remember what it was. Okay. So, yeah, basically, they're going to go put up a bunch of killer satellites up there to kill other satellites, and it'll be the big killer satellite war. So, crazy. And us? Oh, well. What, you wanted to eat? Oh, well, we got some cricket flour for you. Want some cricket flour? We got plenty of cricket flour. Oh, and the Pentagon, well, you join military, they'll help you get an abortion. See, you used to sign up to the military so you could get a college education, so that you could be all you could be. And now, you can sign up to get an abortion. So, hey, why not? I mean, so you get some people in the country, right, that are sitting there as fast as they can, and they're trying to screw the lug nuts back on the car. But there's a whole lot of people that seem just trying to get those lug nuts off. And damn, you know, this is just nuts. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. I mean, it's like they don't give people a choice, period. Right? I mean, you don't have a choice. Right? You either pay taxes or you go to jail because you don't pay taxes. Okay? So there's no choice there. You have to fund this stuff. Literally, by threat of violence. You have to fund this stuff. It's mind-blowing to me. I have no idea where the hell the sergeant at arms is. No clue. The fucking dereliction of duty from that particular cat is unfathomable. How much more evidence, how many more scandals does one need to be in before the sergeant at arms thinks, You know, I'm supposed to have an important job. Let's see, what is that job? Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to make sure that the administration is not corrupt. And if it is corrupt, well, we're supposed to put an end to that administration and fix the problem. I don't know where the hell the sergeant at arms is. I don't know. Might have been late for dinner, too. I have no idea. In other news, this bitch is gone. Susan, Watchman, the YouTube head, you know, one that took part in my second strike, I'm sure. Probably hit that fucking button. I'm getting out of here. Watchman News. Anyway, yeah, she's gone. She announced on Thursday that she'll be stepping down from giving head of Google video platform to spend more time with her family. Yeah, I know. You miss those little reptiles, don't you? Her aide, Neil Mohan, will be taking over while herself, I don't know how to say that damn name. How are you supposed to say that? Wojcicki. The human tongue? See, I told you, it's a reptilian thing. You have to have that forked tongue to be able to... Right? I don't have the forked tongue. I can't do it. I failed you. Now, anyway, the bitch is gone. Neil Mohan is gonna take her place, and he's probably an even bigger bitch. So, that's what's going on with YouTube. Am I still alive? That was fun. I probably wouldn't have did that on the regular channel. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, you gotta have that forked tongue to have that last name. How else? I mean, C-I-K. I mean, no. You've gotta have a forked tongue, right? And at least one of the two sides of the forked tongue, you have to snap like a whip, right? And that's how you gotta say the name. Like, yeah, you gotta just one side though. Otherwise, you get this reverb and you just kind of miss. But Tesla is now threatening you. Well, if you drive the damn thing. Electric car maker Tesla is recalling 362,758. That's kind of a big number. Due to potentially fatal glitches in its full self-driving beta software. Isn't that special? So, let me get this right. The self-driving software has fatal glitches. Let's just say it went into maximum overdrive. Make it simple. Wow. Now, I don't know about you. But I played a little bit with... I've got drones. And I am not putting myself in a couple 1,000-pound vehicle and saying, you take it, car. Because, you know, I really did like the show Knight Rider. It was really cool. But I also knew it's really not real. And Kit didn't do shit. Right? I'm not quite so sure I trust that car to be flinging me down the highway at 70 miles an hour and deciding to have a fatal glitch across the median into oncoming traffic into the tanker truck. Nah, just a glitch. No, not me. I don't think there'll be a time in my life that I'll feel comfortable with just letting the car take it. Now parking, that's cool. I can get jiggy with that because you know what? At parking speeds, I can jump out the motherfucker, right? So I'm good. 70 mile down the interstate, you're committed. Sorry, I'll get off of this. It is what it is. Something's wrong with me tonight. I know what it was. I made gummies earlier, and I probably got gummy oil all over my hands, and that's what it is. We'll blame it on that. Alright. Now that I can't see anything, I've got some headlines, if you care. Actually, going longer than I thought. I figured it was going to be a real quick night, but then I got involved into all kinds of nonsense, and, well, here we are. Hang on. Much better. Alright. Do some headlines and get out of here for the week. I'm hoping to do some flying tomorrow. Some, like, serious flying. As in, like, being in the air for a little while. Kind of flying. I flew actually quite a bit today, off and on, jumped in. Went into some weather, that was fun. Pulled up a weather map, the United States. There was some nastiness down around Louisiana. So I popped in down there with a little Kit Fox too. And, that was fun. That was fun. The, oh my goodness, it was great as far as how it looked and everything. Very, very, very realistic. And it's fun. A lot of fun. It's so different being able to have these screens on the side. So you've got a little bit of that peripheral going on. That helps so much. I mean, that's just massive help. And then when I've got that head tracking going too, you know, all I got to do is turn my head a little bit. And it does so on the sim. And so with all that peripheral and just having to make small head movements to turn my head, it's perfect. It is awesome. The only thing that could be better than that's VR. Let's see. Okay, FBI searched Biden's alma mater. I know I never could. Alma mater. However the hell you say it, in hunt for classified documents. I'm telling you, every gas station, right, of every sleazy little, or every bathroom of every sleazy little gas station from Washington, D.C. to China, probably going to have classified documents from one of the Bidens. The U.S. wants to punish banks linked to Russia, says Reuters. A new meteor blast marks anniversary of Chelyabinsk incident. I know I said the name of that wrong. A trade between Russia and EU tumbles, says an official. EU member disrupts traffic with key Russian ally. Blinken warns against seizing Crimea, says Politico. EU fails to agree new anti-Russian sanctions, says media. EU country ramps up Russian gas imports, says data. A world government may end humanity, says Musk. NATO reveals new space project. Let's see. Moscow makes vow over pipeline sabotage probe. Bitcoin rallies to 6-month high. A Ukraine fighter with terrorist patch spotted on EU nation TV. Apple shifting away from China. Genshin Impact voice actor sacked over grooming allegations. That's kind of crazy. Turkish minister escapes fire blast. Moscow issues space warning. Let's see. Russia approves sale of IKEA factories, says official. Russia's key ally tells what may force it to join fight against Ukraine. Switzerland looks to seize assets linked to former Ukrainian president. Covered those. New EU sanctions on Russia to span from tech to toilets, says media. Russian major port city claims success against Ukrainian drone strikes. Trump celebrates resignation of failed woke extremist. Analysts estimate cost of Turkey quake damage. Hungary will reject sanctions on Russian nuclear industry, says FM. Russia demands UN dig... Oh, I covered that. New York Times accused of anti-trans editorial bias. 2 EU countries broke boycott of Iran, says media. Ukraine conflict will likely have no military winner, says top U.S. general. Kiev security chief gives his take on Soviet Union collapse. U.S. increasingly sees Ukraine aid as finite, says media. Polish Legion to fight for Ukraine, says media. Biden comments on UFOs that U.S. shot down. Oh, yeah, it's just somebody's private property. So ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. I mean, just ridiculous. Beyond ridiculous. Russian spring offensive has already begun, says Zelensky. Two teens charged in trans girl's murder. Let's see. Soros makes U.S. election prediction. Yeah, because, I don't know, he probably put a few billion into it. Newland outlines U.S. goals in Ukraine. White House doctor reports on Biden's fitness to serve. Oh, he said he's good to go. Good to go. Got the green light. Let's see. And then I covered that as well. So, yeah. Crazy. 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 Anyway, I think that pretty well does it. I can't think of anything else. Can't think of anything else. Pretty well does it. I will be back here Sunday. They gave me 2 weeks this time, so yeah, is what it is. But we'll be here, and I might pop up and upload a video or two or something of flying over the next couple of days. So who knows? I might even go live on this channel Wi-Fi a little bit. Who knows? Anyway, for now, I'm gonna get out of here and chillax. So I hope you all have a good evening and weekend. God willing, we'll be back Sunday. I hope to see you then. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.